Hello everyone. Right now, I'm in Takasaki City in Gunma Prefecture. Beautiful mountains such as Mount Akagi, Mount Haruna, and Mount Myogi surround this area. And the weather today is perfectly clear. From here, I'm going to board the Joetsu Shinkansen and head toward Niigata Prefecture. Much of the section before entering Niigata runs through tunnels. This is because the border between Gunma and Niigata is lined with the rugged mountains of Echigo Range, including Mount Tanigawa, sometimes called the Devil's Mountain. The Daishimizu Tunnel stretches from about 22 kilometers, and when it opened in 1979, it was one of the longest railway tunnels in the world. During winter, crossing these mountains can offer a very striking sight. The sky may be perfectly clear in Gunma, but after passing through the tunnel, the scenery suddenly changes to a world covered in snow. Cold northern winds from the Sea of Japan bring heavy snow to the Japan seaside of the country because they carry large amounts of moisture. However, those rugged mountains we just mentioned block the clouds, which is why the Kanto region often has clear skies during winter. The plain you saw at the beginning of the video is the Kanto Plain, which spreads across the Kanto region. Gunma lies at its edge. Because of this geography, winter weather on the Sea of Japan side and in Kanto can be completely different. And that contrast highlights the charm of Japan's four seasons. In the famous Japanese novel, Snow Country, there is a famous line, "Through the long tunnel on the border, it was snow country." It describes exactly the kind of scenery we are experiencing here. After passing through the tunnel, the Echigo Plain spreads out before us, and the city of Niigata gradually comes into view. Today, I got off Nagaoka Station because I'm heading to what is known as the station closest to the sea in Japan. From Nagaoka Station, I'll take the Shin-Etsu main line to reach Omigawa Station. Niigata Prefecture is one of the snowiest regions in the world. And as you can see, there is an incredible amount of snow. Along this route, the scenery changes dramatically from mountainous terrain to the coastline along the Sea of Japan. I've arrived at Omigawa Station, known as the station closest to the sea in Japan. On this day, a strong cold wave had brought powerful winds, and the sea was quite rough. This gloomy sky is typical winter weather on the Sea of Japan side. It can feel a little depressing, but since I grew up on this side of Japan, this scenery actually reminds me of winter, and I quite like it. By the way, this footage was taken on the Pacific side just 2 days ago. As you can see, the weather there was perfectly clear, completely different from the Japan seaside. On the other side, you can see the Yoneyama Bridge, recognizable by its striking red piers. It's a magnificent bridge that has endured strong winds from the Sea of Japan, salt damage, and even earthquakes. From the top of this bridge, it's said, you can enjoy a spectacular view overlooking Omigawa Station and the Sea of Japan. However, I'm not exactly sure where the access point is. Since the surrounding area is residential, I'd prefer not to wander around too much. It looks like this slope leads up to the bridge, so I'll try going up. Since the snow had melted, I expected there might be a lot of traffic, but I only passed about 2 cars and was able to safely reach a great viewpoint. From here, you can clearly see that Omigawa Station sits in a narrow valley between the mountains, giving it the feeling of a remote hidden station. The Yoneyama Bridge carries National Road 8, one of the major highways running along the Sea of Japan coast. On a clear day, it's apparently possible to walk all the way to that cove over there. Only about 1 train per hour stops at Omigawa Station, so there aren't many people around. Surrounded by both mountains and the sea, it feels like a quiet hidden station. There is only a small waiting room at this station, but since it's also a tourist spot, the building is surprisingly well constructed. Because it's an unmanned station, passengers issue a boarding certificate from this machine and hand it to the conductor or station staff when they get off the train to pay the fare. Just then, a train happened to arrive from the opposite direction, and I was lucky enough to capture some great footage. Actually, the cold air had temporarily weakened that day, so under normal circumstances, the trains might even have been suspended. Now, I'll head back to Nagaoka Station and take the Jōei Shinkansen to Niigata City, the largest city in Niigata Prefecture. Nagaoka once prospered as a castle town and today continues to develop as the second largest city in Niigata Prefecture. In contrast to the scenery earlier, tall buildings now appear across the plain. With a population of around 800,000, Niigata is one of the largest cities on the Sea of Japan side of Japan. The area around the station is filled with office buildings and commercial facilities, forming the center of the region. Niigata originally developed as a port town, and in the past, the city center was closer to the coast. However, with the opening of the Jōei Shinkansen and improvements of the transportation infrastructure, the city's center gradually shifted toward the area around the Niigata station. Looking at old aerial photographs, you can see that the large urban area around today's Niigata station didn't exist yet. Niigata is famous for having the largest rice production in Japan, and it's also well known for its sake and seafood. Tourism is also an important part of the local economy. These alphabet monuments you see here have been installed in many places in recent years. They help people easily recognize locations in photos, making them more likely to spread on social media and promote tourism. I've now come to the observation deck. From a height of 125 meters, you can enjoy a panoramic view of Niigata City. Niigata developed as a port town, and during the Edo period, it served as an important hub for shipping tax rice to Edo. It also prospered as a port of call for the Kitamaebune trading ships, which traveled between Osaka and Hokkaido. Because of this, it was an important port connected to both national administration and commercial trade. Right in front of us is the port of Niigata, one of the most important ports on the Sea of Japan side, and a key center for international trade. Over there is Niigata Airport, an important regional airport that also handles international flights. Beyond that lies Sato Island, a large island with mountains rising to about 1,000 meters. Some theories suggest that these mountains soften the winter monsoon winds, reducing snowfall and helping this region develop. The river flowing before us is the Shinano River, the longest river in Japan. It's so large that it divides the cities, and many bridges cross it. In the past, when water transportation was central to logistics, rivers like this played a vital role in the development of cities. Over there is the direction of Niigata Station, which we passed earlier. Beyond that stretches the vast Echigo Plain. The bridge in front of us over the Shinano River is the Bandai Bridge. With its series of beautiful stone arches, it was built using advanced engineering techniques of its time, and is now designated as an important cultural property. It's also a symbol of Niigata City. Across the Shinano River lies Furumachi, the historic old town that dates back to the Edo period. It's a lively district where traditional arcades blend with modern culture. The roof structures running along the street are called gangi. At first glance, they look like simple roofs to block sun or rain, but they actually developed in snowy regions like Niigata, and form part of the historic streetscape dating back to the Edo period. During the Edo period, Furumachi prospered as the center of the port town of Niigata, bustling with merchants and craftsmen. Even today, long arcade shopping streets continue through the district, where traditional shops coexist with modern culture. Winter of the Sea of Japan side often brings heavy snow, so it's not exactly the peak tourist season. However, this is the true winter scenery of Niigata. It's only about 2 hours from Tokyo by Shinkansen. So if you have the chance, I definitely recommend visiting. To wrap up the trip, I'm going to try Niigata's famous Bakudan Onigiri, a giant rice ball made with locally grown rice, before heading home. Thank you very much for watching until the end.